By the time the sun rose over Street Palm the next morning, the neighborhood group chat had already produced 14 memes about the flying rulebook, one conspiracy theory about whether Dave controlled the wind, and a poll titled, "Should Linda Chill?" which 82% voted yes, 14% voted please, and 4% voted what's happening. Inside her house, Linda fumed. She reorganized her rule binders 3 times. She sharpened her pencils down to nubs. She wrote a 3-page speech titled, "Why We Must Remain Vigilant Against Chaos, a Door Crisis Retrospective." She was ready, but Street Palm wasn't. The Special Meeting of Doom. A neighborhood-wide emergency H.O.A. resolution meeting was called at 5 p.m., although no one could agree on who actually called it. When Linda marched into her garage headquarters, clipboard in hand, she found something unsettling. People were already seated, lots of people, and they looked organized. Dave was in the front row, leaning back with the kind of relaxed confidence only a man with a victorious red door could possess. The treasurer cleared his throat. "Linda, before we begin your presentation, the board has a few items to address." Linda blinked. "Items? My meeting has items?" Sarah raised a hand. "This is actually item 1. She handed Linda a printed report. "Community Wellness and Hospitality Review." She skimmed it, her face tightening. "This is not a real thing." "Oh, it is," Dave said, sipping iced tea. "We formed it this morning. Rapid Response Task Force." "Task Force? Task Force?" she sputtered. "Item 1, the treasurer continued, concerns the board's handling of the red door situation." Murmurs, nods. One person booed softly. Linda stiffened. "I handled it with professionalism." Sarah raised a blurry photo that looked like a red blob. "You chased the mailman because his uniform matched the door too closely." "He was cooperating with Dave's color scheme," she snapped. The room erupted. "Linda," the treasurer said gently, "the community feels the situation was mishandled." Dave leaned in. "I personally feel extremely mishandled." Someone in the back yelled, "Just say harassed." Linda gasped. "I refuse to sit here while—" "Item 2, the treasurer pressed on, is a vote of confidence in your continued leadership." Gasps again. Someone dropped a donut, a dramatic one. The vote. Ballots were passed out. Votes were cast. Sarah stood up to count them, though her hands shook with excitement, and every few seconds she whispered, "This is bigger than the gnome scandal." Finally, she read aloud. "Votes to keep Linda as H.O.A. president? 3. One was hers, one was her cat's, and one was unclear. Votes to remove Linda as H.O.A. president? 47. A gasp echoed across the room so loudly that 3 people thought something exploded. Linda gripped her clipboard as if it were a life raft. You can't remove me. I am the rules." Dave smirked. "Rules say otherwise. Page 12B, Transitional Leadership Clause." Linda's face froze like a malfunctioning robot. "And item 3, the treasurer continued, is restitution." Linda blinked fast. What?" Sarah read dramatically. "Due to excessive, repeated, and unnecessary complaints, inspections, emergency meetings, and clipboard-related intimidation, Linda is to pay Dave $312. "Why 312? Dave asked. "That's how many times you mentioned his door in the group chat," the treasurer explained. Dave nodded. "Seems reasonable." Linda sputtered. "You have no—" Dave held up the bylaws. Page 60. Residents may seek compensation for harassment if the H.O.A. leadership exceeds reasonable enforcement. Linda grabbed the book. "Page 60 is upside—" She turned it. Her face fell. The rule was real. For the first time in HOA history, Linda had no words. The community gathered outside as Linda, stiff as a dried-out hedge, handed Dave an envelope with $312 inside. Dave held it up like a trophy. "Thank you, Linda. I'm thinking of buying patio lights with it." Linda inhaled sharply, as if the words physically wounded her. "And," Dave added, "maybe a welcome mat that says, 'Rebel lives here.'" Linda choked. The neighbors applauded. Someone popped confetti. Sarah took blurry victory photos. The treasurer approached Linda gently. "You're still welcome to attend meetings as a regular resident." Linda closed her eyes. "I need to sit down." Dave cheerfully wheeled over a lawn chair. "This one's red. Careful." Linda let out a sound that can only be described as a strangled shriek. Thank you for listening. Make sure to smash that like button or go to our YouTube channel to hear the complete story at Storytellers Drive-Thru.